Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza Creates. Thanks for joining me today. So I'm in mid decluttering of my craft room. I'm feeling loads better, so thank you for everybody who wished me well. We're here with our Junk Journal January. It is the 25th today. I'm doing the 23rd and probably the 24th. And maybe I'll do the 25th. Who knows? Who knows what I'll get done? So, texture. So, I went through my scrap box to look for different textures. I have used some embossing folders on a couple to add texture, but not everybody's got embossing folders or a die cutting machine. So, I picked out other things. Oh, I meant to emboss that. Oh, well, never mind. So, I've got, this is tea bags. So this is, I made a journal with a tea bag cover, and so this is just tea bags that have been moulded together with a bit of glue. I've got a doily here. There's different textures on the doily. I've got, this is like linen textured card. This is, I don't even know what this is, but this is some paper with lots of texture on it. Got some sticky back cork, some embossed vellum. It was made like this, I didn't emboss it. I found this scrapper card that's got like a linen tone on it as well. Some corrugated cardboard inner. And I just finished the other night some chocolates my son bought me from November for my birthday in November. I know it's January. You know, there were special chocolates. You only ate like, you know, maximum 2 in one sitting. So it had like that corrugated stuff that chocolate boxes have, separating their layers. And so I ripped the top and the bottom off, and this was the centre, which I thought, oh, I'm going to do a textured page, so we'll have that. So got lots of texture. So the embossing folder, I embossed different things for that. So what have we got? So we've got, so this was a wood grain embossing folder. I've got loads of embossing folders. I just randomly picked up a couple. So this was a bit of a digital that's been embossed. You can see it better on that side. And this is some tea-dyed book page that I embossed. And this one, it's like worn out tiles, this. So I did a bit of vintage music paper on that. And then I did a scrap of scrapbook paper. I've been sorting out all of my paper, and I was feeling really chuffed myself. It's like I've literally sorted every bit of paper in my room. And then last night I discovered 2 drawers. It was like, no, 2 12 by 12 drawers. One was full of scraps and one was full of full packs of 12 by 12 and that. So it's like, oh, just when you think you're done. So this page has got some texture. They're sorted, by the way, now, so I have sorted all my paper. And I'm decluttering, so I'm getting rid of some. So this paper's got some texture on it. It was a paper bag, and we've got where the handles that I just cut off, so that's a bit of texture, and it's a bit crinkly. This is as flat as an ironing board. So in order for, if you've like embossed things and you know you can't see the embossing very well, you can just add a bit of ink. It helps if the brush has got ink on it. I laughed then and that made me cough. And you can sort of pick up the embossing on it, and then you can see it a bit better. Likewise on this one, you can see it better on this one, probably because the ink I'm putting on it was the same colour as that paper, so you're not really going to see it, Jez, are you? Not really, no. So going over that, so you can now see where that embossed it. I really like that effect, actually. That's really cool. cool embossing folder. Got it just before Christmas. And I think I've used it twice, but I love it. So I love the fact that it's worn, so you've got flat bits and non-flat bits. I thought it had a bit of a vintage vibe to it. So, still available. It's a Stampin' Up one. Is it still available? Oh, it was available before Christmas. It might not be. I might be lying. Oh, look. And sometimes that happens. You get a deep emboss and it can come off, but I quite like that. So, yeah, that is... that is how you can make some texture. So let's just start. I think I might just do like some collaging. So I've established that I really like this. I might go ripping around to make it not straight edges, and the fact that it rips quite nicely like that, it's quite cool. I will no doubt keep those bits because, well, it's what we do, innit? That is what we do. There we go. Quite like that. Like a bit of wallpaper. You're very cool. I'll put a bit of green behind. Yeah. So you get a lot of texture by sort of layering up as well. So let's rip bits of this off. Yep. That's like texturized within an inch of its life, isn't it? Let's bung that lot on before I forget what I'm doing. Yeah, put a bit of board underneath there, and a bit of paper. Where's my glue stick? I made myself a little home for glue. I've got a caddy this side that I do put things on, but it's got other things on it, and I was always sort of like, where's my glue? And I kind of use it with this hand, so it's always natural that I left it this side. So I thought, why don't I just put a glue caddy on the right hand side? It's only taken me about 7 years to think of that. There you go. Often the simplest solutions are the last things you think of, aren't they? Right. And me like massive big glue spreader, I'm always losing that. Well, put it in the caddy with it. There we go. I'll have you in there. I'll have you in that corner. I don't want to use this too hard on it because I don't want to lose too much of the texture. Likewise here. I know what I'm going to do actually. We'll just rip you off a sec. I'm going to add a bit of glue to the bits keep the bits up. And stick you down. Now I'm going to put blobs of glue on the bits that will be touching the page. And that way it will hopefully stick down. I have been trying to think of ways of storing my scraps. I've watched quite a number of videos of different people storing scraps of paper. I'm talking scrapbook paper, not these sort of scraps that I've got here. This just goes into a box that I made specifically for scraps, with the idea of it just holds that many scraps and that's it. Right, what else have we got? So we've got this, but I've got bits here that I need to sort of put things on, really. So let's rip a few other things down. Some of these are quite hard to rip, Jez. Don't know what's in this paper. It's like very fibrous. Some things in my scrap box, I've no idea where they came from. I know sometimes you know, if you go to I've gone to quite a few retreats now, Rach and Bella ones, and sometimes you pick up little bits. You know, you do a workshop and there's different bits, and so some of these things might come from that. So you're kind of using it and you just like scoop up what's left over, and so you kind of forget where different things came from. So I'm just really doing a textured collage, really. And hopefully it won't look like an almighty mess. Kind of picked things that will sort of go together. That's like my focal point, sort of torn wallpaper. So I want something down here. I might grab another bit of this. Can I put it underneath? It's probably all stuck down now, Jez. But that's sort of like giving a bit of balance from the other side. I think we can get away with pulling a bit of that up. Colour does give you a bit of time. There we go, like that. Stick a bit of cork. Will it rip? It would seem it will, Jez. Now, I'm not sure how good this glue's going to be, So no harm in adding a bit extra. And I can put that along the top there, can't I? Yeah. And that is every bit of texture, I think. Oh no, I've got that bit. I've also got the other page, Jez. You ain't got to worry. I liked that up there. Put the other bits on the other page. And I did think that this would end up being a kind of an ideas journal, something that I can look at throughout the year and get different ideas. So this is an idea of all the different textures that I've got in my stash that I could use, and different, you know, not necessarily with the idea of using them all together. Do you know, I think I need something on there. I didn't emboss that edge, so take you off. Quite like that. I don't want the pink. Get that there. Yeah, let's be a little bit straighter. Bit straighter there, please, Jess. Just a little tad straighter. So yeah, being poorly stopped my decluttering, so I was back to that. Yeah, put that on there. And yeah, things have left my room. I discovered that I had an embarrassing amount of paper napkins. Trouble is, you buy them in like a pack of 20. And so to get a variety, you've got to buy a dozen packs of different ones. And then you've got 200 odd. So I kind of wanted it to split up that way, and you've put it there, Jez. What a wally. So what I might just do is have a bit of that under there. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, and so basically halved what I got and put the other on the get rid of pile, de-stash pile. And so hopefully some people will take them. We're kind of taking some de-stash stuff to the Rach and Bella Craft retreat in March. So I'm hoping to not come back with as much as I take. But you do, don't you? You're like, oh, that looks interesting. One man's rubbish is another man's treasure, isn't it? So, yeah. There we go. So that, oh, full of texture. So just a little bit stuck to a piece of paper below. There we are, like that. That's quite cool. But we do have another page, but there's lots of texture on that. So I don't have to do very much, I don't think, on that side. Let's just have a little look, see. A bit harder that side, I might not need that, because I'm not going to cover the whole page because there's lots of texture already on there. I'm going to just see if I can bring some of those creases out with some ink. So they're more obvious. I'm letting that lot dry a bit before I ink up, but I will be going around there with some ink. Now that's a little bit similar, so we might have a bit of this. Stick a bit of that down. For a bit of texture. I'm actually thinking of just maybe creating a little sort of frame. Sort of. Oh, I had this, didn't I? That's what I wanted to use. I think that's the only thing I brought to the party and I've not used, apart from the sort of linen, paper. Can hardly see any of that green now. I managed to cover it all up, didn't I? So maybe we'll have a bit of that. Like I'm making a bit of a cluster. Do I want some of this? What does it look like? I'll put a bit of ink on it. Oh, I can see the linen a bit better. Of course, these ripped edges, it's also adding texture. Right, I might make everything all a little bit smaller. And just create a little cluster. I'm going to move this out of the way. Just going to create a little cluster for texture to go on. Keeping an eye on the time. I kind of go in about half an hour for each page. The next one's fabric. So, I don't know, might not be quite so long. So there we've got a bit of texture. fluffy edges, give us texture. Right. There we go, nice little row there. Texture on it. I think that would work. So nothing too fancy. Right, let's bring in the page. And I'll just stick that there. Yeah, that'll do. Let's see where there's bits on the back that's not quite stuck down. Everything else seems to be okay. I'm gonna bring in my bigger pot because that's a much bigger surface to cover. And then I'm just thinking a bit of cheesecloth, forgetting what it was called then, just to add some more texture. That's not stuck down there, I don't understand. There we go. Now, where's my brush? I'm gonna there we are, that's my texture page. Just need to glue down a few little bits. texture. Just what it says on the tin. Lots and lots of textures. Yep. So now return to fabric. So I'm gonna think about that. I love the way that matches. Right, so I'm gonna clear this away and then we'll tackle fabric. Okay, so I've replaced my paper scraps bin with my fabric scraps. So this was one of those rag rugs that I took apart and I just bagged up. This is not all of it. So I've just bagged up different colours together. So I might do a similar thing and just sort of like collage. But I like that. So what I might do is do a flip on this side so that we can see what's underneath, and do stick down on that side. Now I've done a flip before and I took a bit of burlap for the top of it and attach the fabric to the burlap. So cut that there. There we are. So just stick my pin in there, hold it together. And then let's find a nice bit of fabric to reveal. Have I got a big piece in here? Let's have a look. Don't know what I've got. Oh, that looks like that might be quite a nice piece. Marvellous. I love that. So some bits I've ironed and some bits I haven't. So we'll see which of those two ironed bits will work. And they both need cutting down, whatever I use. Okay, yeah, so don't know if it will rip. It did. Right. Yep. That's very cool. And then attach that to that. Simple flip. Right. So when I did this before, I sewed. Now not everybody has a sewing machine, so I think I might fabric glue it. So where's my fabric glue? There it is. So I might. So glue stick's quite good as well. So what I might do is make myself a bit of a hem. So I'll fold that over. And then I'll glue this down. Now this is a bit holy, so not sure what it will be like, but we shall see. Let's get my glue spreader, which is also in my little glue caddy. I just made it out of a cereal box. I keep buying plastic containers, and whereas they work lovely, it's like I could just make that with a cereal box. Right, now the glue's come right through, but I'm hoping that will just dry. We shall see. What I'm going to do is get a few clips, clip it. That's sticking to my finger. Just hold it together and we'll see. We'll see how that will be. That's my flip. Flipping heck. Right. And then I'm just going to put my lid on this. I'm just going to poke it upside down and stick it in my glue pot for now. And then let's have a little thought now on the other side. So we're going to have flippity jip there. So I might go for these lovely tones. So we've got that bag there and we've got this bag here, which I think might work. Yeah, we'll reject the others. So ooh, that's nice. Have a bit of that. Got that bit that's come off the other. That just plain? Yeah. Don't know why I put that in there, because actually it'd be better in there. I'm now thinking, actually, I won't put any of that in. I'm going to keep it all very tonal, so I might use that bit there. Yeah. Right, let's start thinking about this. I might just do fabric collage. People do fabric ruffles. I don't want to drag my sewing machine out. Just being a bit lazy. If I'm honest. So, a bit of that. Bit of that. Might cut you down. Bit of this. Yeah. Bit of you. So you don't realise how much they open. And then a bit of lace. Love that bit. Yeah, not going to do anything more fancy than that. So I've got to be careful because that colour went on there. So there we go. And I think I'm just gonna glue stick it. glue stick it down. Anything that's not got anything on should just rub off. And this will help me to see if a glue stick, over time I can look back on this next January and see if this glue stick's held up. There we go. I think we might take a bit of this off. There we go, so we're not a straight edge. Yeah. Do you know what? I've got one of these. Let's use it. Got that for my birthday after watching Gale. And I thought, well, that's a brilliant idea. And yeah, I've just remembered to use it. I say my first thought was flip, but you know, I've never collaged with fabric before. I have on tags, but not like this. I think I might taper up, and then I can still see some of that nice brown. I am going to put the lace down first. Get rid of that fluffy bit. I'll stop talking then because I was thinking. Now let's turn this round so I can see. And I'm not sticking those edges down. I think I might leave them as is. There, bit of fabric. And then how's our flip doing? Stuck down. Stick you across. I might look for some nice ribbons to go along the top. Now I've got this velvet ribbon that I don't use very often because it's quite thick. And then when I went up to get it, I found some else. So let's have a little look. See, I found this. That would finish off beautifully, actually, Jess, as opposed to this, which would also work, but this is far prettier. Yeah, we'll use you. It's funny, you go to find something else and you end up with something else. Yeah, like you. No, let's have a matching. Oh, I've just thought of something else I've got. Oh, let me go get it. I got this lot. This was in a charity shop haul. And some bits I'm not quite sure how I'd use because they're quite thick. Not even sure about that. But I was thinking that some of these might be cool with the fringes instead. That way. Oh. Get the end. Where is it? This needs sorting. Oh, yeah, maybe that. Nice big fringe, and I quite like that. That goes perfect there, doesn't it? Or maybe I put it along the bottom, so I've got something on the bottom. Put that on the top. Yeah, I think we're going with those two. Nothing else on here speaking to me. Well, there's that fringe. Got some dark brown with tassels on. So much now that I could use. Oh, life's very hard with lots of choice. So I still like this one. Right now. We'll have you. Get you stuck down before I change my mind. So I'm going to do a nice big bead along the top. I thought these fringes would look good on the front covers of things as well. Right, so we've got that. put one on the other side to match. So basically covering up all of that burlap. Yep. I think I will put that on the bottom there. Yeah. And that finishes that page off. There we go, lots and lots of fabric. So then we just need to add our title. Let's move some of this fabric out of the way. So we can see. Stick it down there. Or stick it up there with, where's that? Where's my bit of cheesecloth gone? It's probably got scooped up, Jez. Scooped up with everything else. It was the other one I liked because it was nice tea stained. There it is. But it's not the piece I was thinking of, but it will do. Yep, where did I do with my glue stick? And that is that one. and that is fabric done. So that is texture and fabric. So some collages, and yeah, first time I've collaged with fabric, and I'm quite happy that's stuck now. Quite happy with how that's turned out. Got a little flip so we can see the flowers, and I think the colours blend nicely with the colours of the fabric that I've chosen as well. So yeah, I will take some photos and they will appear at the end of the video, and I will come back to you with the next two, ombre and translucent, another day. Okay, thanks for joining me. Bye for now.